Have you ever felt as though God has forsaken you? Well, if you have, you're not alone. Not only do millions of other people feel that way like you and I, Jesus felt that way at one time too. At his lowest point, he said, my my God, why have you forsaken me?" We all have difficult times when we feel alone and abandoned, but the truth is we are not alone. God is with us to help us when we call on Him. So in the midst of all these tough times, we don't have to be controlled by our negative thoughts and emotions. We can resist them by praying and knowing the truth of what God's word says about them. So refuse to be anxious. No matter what problems we have in our lives, Jesus has overcome them. Promises us in John 16:33 that the world will make you suffer, but be brave, I have defeated the world. When you are anxious, it means you are not trusting God to take care of you. But sure thing is, He will prove His faithfulness if you run to Him. That's why He reminds us in Philippians 4:6 that do not be anxious over anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication, along with thanksgiving, let your petitions be made known to God. Refuse to be ruled by anger. When we frequently give place to anger, it shuts off all God has for us. Remember, anger is one letter short of danger. So when we give anger a home in our souls, we open the door to sin and the devil. And the Bible reminds us in Ephesians 4:26-27 that if you get angry, do not let your anger lead you into sin, and do not stay angry all day. Do not give the devil a chance. How many men have abused their wives and even killed them and destroyed their lives just because of anger? How many women destroyed their relationships and families just because of anger? Only foolish people are quick to get angry. The Bible reminds us in Proverbs 14:29, if you stay calm, you are wise. But if you have a hot temper, you will only show how stupid you are. So we see that people with wisdom don't want to pay that price. They know how to control their anger. And the Bible reminds us in Ecclesiastes 7:9, keep your temper under control. It is foolish to harbor a grudge. So we need to ask God to keep us free from anger, to help us control our anger so we can remain in the flow of all He has for us. Refuse to be dissatisfied. Be content. You see, it's easy to focus on the negative and look for everything that's wrong with your life. But when we have constant unrest because we are never at peace, it only makes us miserable, and it makes everyone around us miserable too. There's nothing wrong with wanting things to be different when they need to be. But we sacrifice our peace when that attitude becomes a way of life. So whenever you feel discouraged by your circumstances, remember that Philippians 4:13 tells us, I have the strength to face all conditions by the power that Christ gives me. Declare it with faith. It's possible to find contentment, peace, and joy in any situation. Be joyful. Tell God you are making that your goal and you need Him to help you. Do not let anything steal your joy.